folks, I decided to record a little video about a VS Code server. This is something that came to my attention about a week ago. There was a blog post and it mentioned developments. It talks a little bit about future. I was reading about it and I think it might be really, really powerful. So I subscribed and I just received the email that I get my hands on it and I can actually go and test it. So that is a good reason to record a little video, don't you think so? Yes. So first of all, what is all the fuss about? Now let me try and pull up the blog post by Bridget Mervo. And it goes, a remote present and future. In 2019, we released the remote development extensions, which let you use VS Code locally to develop applications remotely. The remote stuff, it works like this. This is a VM I have here running locally. It's Quemo. I can connect with that. It will open the connection, as you can see. There you go. And it will connect, and there's this this whole thing. I can open a folder there. This is a project I'm use for my demos. Well, I can do OK, and then it will show everything. I can also open the terminal. And this just works. And this is already very much brilliant, if you ask me, because it saves me a lot of things to do manually. Having a local instance running really makes this a good experience, I think. Yes, they did that. I love it. You can do this remotely, between quotes. And then it says we took another step forward with the remote development with GitHub Codespaces. GitHub Codespaces is when I have this project I work on every now and then. I do code and I say, oh, create Codespaces, blah, blah, blah. Then it starts setting up Codespaces and I get this beautiful VS Code in my browser, but also with my container here, a dev container, with basically everything I need to run this project. So if I, for instance, would work on a microsite, and this is what I really love a lot, I can do yarn start for the win. Some errors, of course, always. But then there's this little pop-up here down below. Your application running on port 3000 is available. Let's open it in a browser. Okay, let's do that then. And it should open up my microsite. So there we have it. This is it. If you haven't heard of this project yet, please check it out. I do not want to set up for every project environment or be juggling around dependencies, versions, that sort of stuff. So this is super cool. I'm really happy with that as well. But they're gonna take it even further. As they explain in this blog, they can do this because VS Code is by design a multi-process application. So there's the front end, that's a process, and a backend service, which hosts the rest, and those are separate processes. That's great. And they have just released a private preview of the backend service that makes that all possible. That's great. It says you can install the server wherever you like and access it securely through the browser using VS Code for the web or vscode.dev. So actually this would say that even if I don't have SSH access to a machine, I could set up this remote access. But not only that, I can leverage the whole framework which is around vscode.dev, right? Right, it does say that. So yeah, there's some setup instructions. And we need a local server. Well, we have that already. There is the local server. So if I switch around the tab and I go press up. There you go. That's the command. No. So now, according to these instructions, I do not need any port forwarding. So I'm gonna just yank that away. That's a bit too much, maybe. Okay, we're in. Great. So let's grab the command here. See, there's no sudo in that. So, oh, it asks for my password. Okay, but it still uses sudo commands. Once again, proving, by the way, my point. Never trust an advocate doing this. Always try and find out what the code actually is executing, if you're able to. Okay, cool. There you go. It's done. Great. So what's the next step? Start the VS Code server by running the following command in your WSL terminal. Cool. I'm gonna do that. Okay, by using the software, you agree to the license terms. Yeah, I kind of think that that's alright. Hey, I get an error message here for system keyring storage. Okay, it must have something to do with saving secrets, so let's find that out later maybe. But I'm not gonna do that because apparently it works. So I'm gonna just click the link, and here we go. Enter the code displayed on your device. Oh no, that's the code here. Let me, that one. And I go press enter. No, don't want that. Continue. Yeah, sure. We're all friends here. But shouldn't this, whoa. Shouldn't this do something here with it? Maybe, oh, what you like to call this machine. And it comes with a charming penguin. Okay. I'll accept that. It will download the port forwarding utility. Yeah, port forwarding. So how does this actually work? So there's this architecture. There's this architecture. If I go look into the documentation here, it looks a little bit like this. So it uses a tunnel and it just forwards the port. So the process will run locally, and the VS Code.dev will use that to connect securely. Open this link in your browser. That went way too smooth. Connecting, downloading. Okay, so then I would, yes, and at the other side I see indeed that it's doing some stuff. So that's great. And connecting. So this will be the scenario where I don't have access to the machine actually, but the server is already installed. So you just would like forget about this whole terminal thing. You just installed it automatically, and then you connect with the link you need, and it will just spin up this whole environment locally, well, remotely on that machine. This is kind of awesome if you ask me, because I just like installed this one application here. It started the connection. So I think the real power here is the port forwarding. And I just like go to that port and it triggers and it just works. Let's open a folder and let's go to the Rocket engine, because that's my demo environment. It's the same thing I just opened with the remote extension of VS Code. Okay, there we go. This is kind of good. This is working actually. it forwards to that machine, and this whole stuff is running there. Okay, so is there some things you would like to do? Well, the most interesting thing I want to try out is control backtick. Isn't that exciting if it works? Holy moly, that's so cool. Okay, got it. Yeah. Now what I would like, so this gives me a real code space vibe here, actually. Let me just do yarn. Oh, see, let's see. Okay, it started the server, but as you can see, it would open localhost 3000. There's no single message or anything here about the port being opened or a port forwarding being created. So let's first maybe continue with the document. Let's search for port forwarding. And will my app's port be forwarded automatically? Beyond the automatic tunnel creation from your remote machine to VS Code.dev, there is no additional port forwarding at this time. Okay, this is huge. At this time. Not to me, I may be a bit eager, but it sounds like not yet. It's not a no. So basically it will not help me now this much, because I would still need to forward the port, right? So I would still need to do that. Yeah, it's doable maybe, but in the scenario where you run this in a machine where you don't have necessarily that access, or not that access in the place, in the network where you are, yeah, then this would be a bit of a bummer maybe. But it's not something that is impossible. So that's great. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with this actually. It looks great. There you go. It looks great. I can do basically the things I would want to. Now running this in the browser, it has some limitations, but already I am quite impressed actually. Yes, there it is. Because what I wanted to test was what happens if I would run this from a browser I haven't used before. Okay, pasting the URL. What happens? Ah, yes. So you get the whole authentication thing from GitHub. Sure. Because there's always great news when there's MFA. There you go. And that works as well. Yes. Okay, that's great news. So now I can stop the server because it said that I could run this locally. So code server, yeah, local. So what happens then? As it seems to me, I then would have had to create probably the connection, but I do not know the port. So let's see until it starts. What happens? Setting up the server. Please just give me the port number. 8000. Okay, cool. So 8000. Web UI available? Well, this will not be available. No. Why? Because as I explained, it doesn't set up the tunneling to the VS Code.dev, which I can to some extent understand if you would not want that. So let's go ahead and do the SSH, but then with a port. Go. Let's refresh. That's great. I don't like to hurt my eyes, so dark, please. No. Okay, let's open the folder then. Does this work the same way? Rocket engine. I'm just gonna go for that one. I trust the authors. Yeah, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I can just open a file. Of course, the control backtick test. Yeah, this is actually quite amazing. But now what happens is that this runs locally, which detangles me from VS Code.dev. But if I open that one in yet another Microsoft Edge private window. Okay, go again. Whoop. Forbidden. Yeah, because why? This post was closed. Cool. I'm gonna just grab the link. Oh, wait. Yes, that's the thing. So that's the token that is missing. So now it works. So you need the token. Okay. Well, that does make sense. But you lose the whole authentication thing. So that's, yeah, these are pretty good benefits, I think. Yeah, so I would need to set up my domain. So I would like have my own domain name pointing to this machine to port 8000. So I would need to create some servers to do that and then forward that. Maybe I would have some authentication in a proxy server and then would like forward the request to this one. If you're authenticated, then that will probably do some SSL offloading then as well, because this would of course be HTTP. Could we do HTTPS on this machine? That would even be better. Must be a reason why I'm trying not to access this machine directly. Maybe because it's security reason. Okay, but that's pretty good nonetheless. we got a quite a big, quite far. This is really nice. Well, that was really great. It works. This is just a preview. There will be more. It's a first step along the way, as they explained. So yeah, I think this is really powerful, and we should totally keep an eye on this. I'm really curious if like there will be a way to open these ports. Yeah, it would be so good to see that happening. This is like code spaces, but then on your machine. It's so great to see this this development. Yeah. Awesome. So go and yeah, check the link below in the description. Let me know what you think. If you think this video was rubbish, you've probably didn't watch it so far and you pressed the thumbs down. But if you liked it, press thumbs up or tell others about it. And thank you for sticking out with me and yeah, seeing me struggle with this small thing. Okay, cool. Till next time. There's a hair there. See, that's what I was wondering. Where's the camera out of focus every now and then? Huh, a hair. Good. Bye.